What an absolutely insane and breathtaking final. To be honest, what unfolded on the pitch was nothing short of an emotional feast for football fans. If the first half was entirely Barcelona's stage, with their overwhelming dominance, then the second half witnessed a spectacular resurgence of Real Madrid. Every single moment, from controversial offside calls to fiery tackles and tense breakdowns, combined to create an unforgettable storm of emotion. But in football, there can only be one winner, and that victory not only brings home a trophy, it also opens the door to a glorious run for the rest of the season. Meanwhile, the defeated side must face bitter disappointment and the looming prospect of a squad overhaul. Right from the first whistle, the atmosphere was suffocating. Barcelona stormed forward like a tidal wave, pushing their lines high and attacking ferociously down both flanks, where Rafinha and Lamine Yamal continuously exploited the sluggishness of Real Madrid's fullbacks. Disaster struck early for Los Blancos, as Ferland Mendy picked up an injury and had to leave the pitch after only 11 minutes. Fran Garcia came on as a substitute, but he quickly became the weak link that Barcelona relentlessly targeted. It was no surprise when the breakthrough arrived. Jude Bellingham misplaced a pass, Paul Cubarsí intercepted it with precision, linked up instantly with Lamine Yamal, and then Pedri curled a magnificent shot into the top corner past Courtois, opening the scoring in the 28th minute. Real Madrid were completely locked down. In the entire first 40 minutes, they failed to register even a single shot on target. Jude Bellingham, despite dropping deep to help in build-up play, only managed a disallowed goal due to an offside call. The rare moment of danger came from Vinicius Jr., who burst into the box and forced Inigo Martinez into a foul. However, after consulting his assistant, the referee ruled that Vinicius was offside prior to the contact. It was a correct decision, but one that fueled even more fury from the Madrid fans. Barcelona led 1-0 at half-time, but it was a fragile advantage, and Real Madrid, as always, refused to go down without a fight. During the second half, Carlo Ancelotti played his trump card, bringing on Kylian Mbappé for Rodrigo. The impact was immediate. Mbappé tormented the Barcelona defense with blistering runs and dazzling footwork. The relentless pressure he created had Barcelona reeling. After a series of missed opportunities, Real finally found their equalizer. In the 70th minute, Mbappé curled in a stunning free kick, whipping the ball into the corner of the net and leaving the goalkeeper helpless. The match was back on level terms. Shaken, Barcelona began to lose their composure, and just 7 minutes later, they paid the ultimate price. From an Arda Güler corner, Aurelien Tchouameni rose highest to head the ball past Ter Stegen, putting Real Madrid ahead 2-1. The atmosphere at La Cartuja exploded as roars echoed across the stands in support of Real Madrid. The Madridistas did not hesitate to mock their rivals with sarcastic chants, but Barcelona are not the type of team to surrender easily. Then, in the 84th minute, in a flash of brilliance, Lamine Yamal delivered a pinpoint long pass that split the Real defense. Ferran Torres beat the offside trap, rounded Thibaut Courtois, and calmly slotted the ball into the empty net, leveling the match at 2-2. The final minutes of the match turned into absolute chaos. Vinicius Jr. was forced to leave the field, exhausted. Meanwhile, Barcelona thought they had a golden chance to seal the game with a penalty after a collision between Rafinha and Marco Asensio. However, after checking the VAR, referee Ricardo de Burgos overturned the penalty decision and even handed Rafinha a yellow card for simulation. It was a dramatic and controversial ending to 90 minutes of relentless, heart-stopping football. Extra time kicked off with clear signs of fatigue from both sides. The passing became less sharp, the pace of the match dropped, but the drama never let up. Moving into the second half of extra time, Ferran Torres found the back of the net again for Real Madrid, but sadly he was flagged for offside. And then, the decisive moment arrived in the 116th minute. In what seemed like a harmless situation, Fermín López stole the ball from Luka Modric and unleashed a thunderous shot from 25 meters out. The ball stayed low, rocketing into Courtois's net and sending La Cartuja Stadium into a frenzy, bathed in the red and blue of Barca. The remaining minutes were pure chaos. Kylian Mbappé was brought down in the box again, but the referee ruled he had been offside in the build-up. The climax erupted when Antonio Rudiger lost his temper, hurled a water bottle towards the referee, and was immediately shown a straight red card. When the final whistle blew, Barcelona officially lifted the Copa del Rey trophy. This victory not only brought silverware but also marked the clear coming of age for a Barcelona generation full of talent but devoid of naivety. Lamine Yamal, just 17 years old, played with the composure of a seasoned warrior. Pau Cubarsí showed poise and calm during the most heated moments, and Ferran Torres, once doubted, responded with a crucial goal just when his team needed him the most. To triumph at La Cartua revealed a new quality being forged at Barcelona: patience and resilience. They did not panic or throw caution to the wind when behind. Instead, they waited, calmly seizing every little opportunity to turn the game around. The hallmark of true champions. On the flip side, this defeat struck a brutal blow to Real Madrid's ambitions. Despite flashes of brilliance from Kylian Mbappe and Jude Bellingham, it was not enough to mask the collective instability. Costly errors from key figures like Thibaut Courtois and the meltdown by Antonio Rudiger made it clear that this Real Madrid is no longer the cold, ruthless machine the world once feared. This loss not only left Real Madrid reeling but also exposed a harsh truth. Santiago Bernabéu desperately needs a major squad overhaul. Carlo Ancelotti now faces the most intense pressure since his return to the club. If Real Madrid dreams of dominating Europe once again, a radical rejuvenation of the roster is no longer an option but a necessity. Tactically, the final at La Cartuja was a fascinating battle between two contrasting philosophies. Barcelona opted for selective pressing and razor-sharp counterattacks, prioritizing results over flashy football. Real Madrid, meanwhile, looked caught between all-out attack and defensive caution. They lost their balance, got swept into the rhythm of the match, and ultimately fell prey to Barcelona's devastating counterstrikes. And in an emotional final like this, variables such as VAR decisions, refereeing calls, and psychological battles became unpredictable forces directly impacting the outcome. Looking ahead, for Barcelona, this victory is not just about adding another Copa del Rey trophy to the cabinet. It is a powerful statement that their young generation, under Hansi Flick's leadership, is ready to conquer the biggest stages. However, the next challenge looms large. Barcelona must quickly shake off the euphoria because a Champions League semi-final against Inter Milan is just around the corner. After 120 grueling minutes and enormous mental pressure, Barcelona will face an Inter side that is ruthless, clinical, and eager to punish any mistake, just like the ones Courtois and Tchouaméni made. If Barcelona truly dreams of lifting the Champions League trophy, the glorious night at La Cartuja must serve as a launchpad, not just a fleeting blaze of brilliance. Because football, at its core, is about more than just trophies and medals. It is about surviving the moments of life and death, sweet victories, bitter defeats, standing tall, and sometimes falling hard. The Copa del Rey final crowned a champion, but it also raised major questions for both Barcelona and Real Madrid about their futures. Today's triumph could easily turn into tomorrow's pressure. Today's heartbreak, if faced the right way, could become the foundation for a powerful rebirth. What matters is not just the 120 minutes that just passed, but how these two Spanish giants choose to respond to the aftermath. Is in both directions. Adapt, evolve, or risk being left behind in an increasingly brutal and unforgiving game. One El Clasico chapter has closed, but a new, longer, fiercer race has only just begun.